guys, and welcome back to Celebrity with Nene. So today I have Johnny and Reese with me, and we will be doing a recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac, the reunion part three. Okay,
Mhm.
so this reunion it started off where the last one ended. Wendy is like sparring with Giselle. They're talking about Wendy is still reliving the comments and things that Giselle made, and she's trying to say that I shouldn't say trying to say she is saying that it was very misogynistic what Giselle was saying some of the things, and I mean some she was making some good points about it. Um, and so Robin she jumps in and she says that she didn't know what Wendy was talking about. She thought Wendy was talking about a new rumor when she was like, "Well, what rumor?" Blah 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 blah. Okay. And so they kind of end up letting that lie. And so Andy has an audience question. And he said that the question was asking um, that if Giselle's kids were hurt by the rumors with Jamal, then doesn't she feel like Wendy's kids were hurt or that Wendy's husband was hurt? And this is gonna be crazy because this part I was kind of just getting annoyed with them going back and forth because I just felt like they were just arguing about the same thing. That I actually forgot what Giselle's answer was. I can't remember what it was, but Ashley did apologize to Wendy. Um, she said for the way she said things that she didn't want um, Wendy to feel like they were attacking her with it. And so we also okay, so I guess we could stop there and kind of discuss what we saw in those scenes. It was a lot of screaming and yelling, and I was just kind of getting a little bit annoyed with it because I just felt like we weren't going anywhere with it.
Mhm.
It was just the exact same fight. I feel like that they've had all season. What did you guys think?
Yeah, I just, it was funny because it just also shows that Wendy's not listening. She's not listening to her coworkers because when she pulled up the text message on her big old board, even Robin had said, yes, we talked about it back in January. This was filmed in March. I had no idea it was the same rumor, which is true. I mean, which can be true because rumors change all the time. Because I didn't realize it was that he got a white girl pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't hear
Yeah,
that, but I
and
just
then,
heard that he was cheating.
and then
So,
supposedly she works at the same law firm that he works at.
yeah, see, that's way more than I even knew. Of course, I don't really follow it like that, but I just, she just wasn't even listening to her. And she was like, see, back here in January, you talked about it. She was like, you're not listening. I said we talked about it in January. And even Andy told her, yeah, you're not proving your point.
But you know what? Like part of me was kind of aggravated with Andy when he did that. I was like, her bringing that, I get it, and she made the point that she was trying to make. But it was kind of like what you were saying. She wasn't listening to her coworkers. Where Robin is saying, "That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I thought it was a new rumor." So
Yeah,
I was
she
like,
thought,
okay, she proved it, but she just won't listen to what's going on now. So I kind of felt like Andy was. I didn't really like when he had said that. That was
yeah, they were just not, they're not listening. And I think the difference with Giselle and her situation is everyone knew that, or they felt that those rumors with her husband weren't true. But with Giselle's situation, those were true. And I mean, in a sense that, their father does cheat on their mom a lot. Their father did have outside kids, although they're not listed on Wikipedia. So I need somebody to update Wikipedia so we know how many kids he actually has. Um, just stuff like that. I think those are the differences because not only are you passing the rumor around, but you're also passing around judgment. No one's passed judgment on her husband. No one's judged. I'm trying to figure. That's why I feel there's a difference. These rumors aren't going to impact her kids the way they are impacting Giselle's. It's two totally different
I kind of
situations.
disagree with that one. Um, I feel like they can impact Eddie's kids. Um, I do feel like that's why I feel like you got to be careful with what you're saying and doing on these shows, because if you have kids, they don't even have to be school age yet. Once they get to school age and they can really see all of this stuff, they're on the internet, their friends are on the internet, their parents are watching these shows and looking at blogs, then they know, you know, and then it's out there. Um, I get it that they haven't been proven about Eddie, whereas certain things about Jamal has been proven, so it may be more hurtful to the girls. Um, I guess I could see that because a lot of stuff that came out just, but I do believe both sets of kids can and will be affected by the rumors, unfortunately.
They also be
That's
affected by
like
her feeling her
Ashley,
body like she do too. Like that ain't
but
gonna be a
that's
good look for the kids.
But see, I'm sorry, you know how I deal with that. I don't believe in like being misogynistic towards another woman, so I'm not gonna go there. Whatever she did with her body, that's on her.
I'm
I
not
don't
saying
think
nothing's wrong with it, but I'm saying, but
I'm
if
not
we're
saying
talking
I'm
about
not,
it
but you're
affecting
not letting
kids,
me finish my point there. I'm not saying anything is wrong with it, but I'm not willing to pass judgment on her for getting her body done, um, and then trying to say that she did it for a man. I don't feel like that's
well,
really.
see, that's not what I'm saying either. I'm saying when you flying it around, talking about this is happy and this and that, that could potentially be embarrassing for her boys too. Like
Oh,
even
and
now,
never mind the
somebody,
fact that they ate booby cakes.
Now I
yeah.
feel bad for them eating booby cakes more
But
so
I
than
mean,
her
like
calling her boobs happy and Naz.
all of that still can be have a, you know what I'm saying, like, and just the way all, you know, the way they act on the show and stuff, it's like
I mean,
really and
all of their
truly,
behaviors, and especially the other set of kids that I worry about from this show is Ashley's kids.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the set of kids that I'm really going to feel bad for when they're old enough to have people commenting on things that their dad has done on TV, their dad and or their mom, because they've talked about their sex lives and they don't have a traditional sex life, and then the dad has been caught on camera grabbing people, other men's butts. Yeah, that's another set of kids I'm worried about.
I wonder though, being that Wendy is a political commentator, I really wonder how this really has affected her job. And I really don't think they would have said much about her body change if her attitude hadn't changed. I mean, she's just a totally different person now than she was. And it's just, I don't know. It's kind of sad seeing that change and hearing her. And like I said, she just really wasn't listening to what
Yeah,
they were
I would agree.
saying.
She wasn't listening. She didn't realize
She just
what
wasn't
Robert was saying,
listening.
but
She
I
just
don't know.
rather be constant on the defense than listen and just be like, you know what? Maybe I just misinterpreted that. Maybe I took it too personally, whatever the case may be. Because she was even still, I mean, we haven't gotten there yet, but all her smirking and her laughing and her extraness, just she was just too extra. It was too much. She's too much.
Yeah, she's been extra and a little too much on here, especially even with her banter with Mia. It was
I
just too
think
much.
some of it comes from being a commentator though, because if you think about it, like if you're not aggressive like that, you're not gonna ever get your point out because the next person's gonna cut you off. And so she's probably so used to, especially when she goes on stuff like Fox News or something, where she has to be extremely aggressive. And when they try to talk, you got to talk over them. And you probably really don't even listen because you can tell sometimes some, you know, one or two are not listening to what the other one's even saying, period. You just
Hmm.
get your point out, and that's the only point that matters. And that's probably why she is that way. Not saying it's an excuse or it's okay, but it's probably something she probably struggles with turning off, and she don't realize she's doing it because she's so accustomed to doing it at work. So I'm thinking that
I
might
can
be
see
part of
that.
what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now she doesn't know how to have a day to day conversation.
Mhm. Yeah,
I can see that. That would make sense because that's all I felt like she was doing was over talking and trying to kind of pick fights, like with her and Mia. Their banter back and forth about the whole toss and the salad thing.
yeah. She kept
And
yelling
I was like,
too.
you she just seems too into this for Mia not to have said that about her husband. I could understand if Candace had gotten, well, not even necessarily, because Candace has hit below the belt. Mia went below the belt with that. What if you saw your husband tossing my salad in the kitchen? Now she went low and dirty, but I didn't like that nobody really called her out on it the way they were doing Candace about some of the things that Candace did.
Yeah.
That was something that did kind of bother me because I'm like, you know what? If Candace had said that out her mouth about G, oh, the other ladies would have had something to say. Yeah, I think. Okay, so they also touched on Robin's depression and they show like clips of Juan, talking to her, like when they were talking about having the baby and, about her being in the bed and stuff like that. And Robin said that Juan felt bad that he wasn't necessarily there for her in the way that he should have been for her during that time period. And so Robin asked if Robin will get married next year. And so Robin said, hopefully she'll get married next year. So then Andy, being shady Andy, he asked the women, like, who believes that Robin is going to get married next year? And so Giselle and Mia put up
Mia.
their hands. Mhm. I was trying to remember. Um, okay. And so then the men come out. And so we have Chris, G, Ray, and Eddie. They come out and sit with the ladies. And so Andy starts making all these comments saying that, that Michael has a sickness where he can't come to the reunion every year. I'm like, okay, all righty. And so Ashley, she's like, yeah, Michael is sick. That's why he's not here. And so Dorothy, who is Candace's mom, she calls in, right? And so Andy asks Candace to pass him the phone. And so he starts asking Dorothy some questions. So he asks her some questions about the video shoot. And so Dorothy says, kind of like she really didn't say anything. The girls were asking her questions, which I was kind of glad that they showed the clip because not everything was asked of you. You voluntarily told some things.
Yeah.
You did get asked some questions, but you
Because
told
remember, she went to Karen, and Karen was like, get over here. No.
Yeah, she's like, I'm mic'd
Then
up.
she was all singing the "Pass Me Not, O Gentle Savior." Remember?
Yeah.
She was like, "Don't come over here with that. No."
Mm-hmm. Okay, and so Andy, he asked her, he says, will you apologize to Chris? Are you going to apologize to Chris? And she was like, I forgot what she said. It was real shady. She was like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
She did.
That's exactly what she said.
Yeah, and then she, so basically that's what she says. And so the next thing they show is they start talking about G's behavior on the show. And some of his drunken moments on the trips and stuff, because that's really the only time he was really there with the ladies was like when they were on trips. And they also show like him and Ashley's kind of banter and stuff in the band. And so Ashley ends up having to defend Michael's behavior. She comes out and says something. I almost fell out my chair when I heard her. She was like, Michael has never done anything inappropriate in this group. And I'm like, girl, as a viewer, I can probably name out 5 or 6 things inappropriate that Michael has done that I have seen him do. How is it that you haven't seen your husband doing these inappropriate things? All right, so I'll give y'all a chance. So what did y'all think of some of the scenes that we saw? What were your thoughts on I'm trying to remember her name, Candace's mom? And then also if one of the other ladies, I'm sorry, if Candace had said that, G, what if you walked in the kitchen and saw G tossing my salad? Do y'all think they would have allowed that to kind of blow over the way they did, or do y'all think they would have gave Candace some flack?
No, I think they would have said she was wrong, just like they did with the Your Mama comments. But I also think that because of that, maybe why they're not defending her. I feel like different topics.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Like instead of trying to tell Mia they're wrong, they're just not defending.
Yeah, but I don't think you should entertain Like, if you're gonna go to bat for her, but also say like, nah, I'm not gonna go to bat for you if you're just gonna be a bully though. Because it's one thing to be the victim, but if you're gonna start being a bully, then I'm no longer caring about, you know what I'm saying, your feelings getting hurt, whether it's
Mhm.
in regards to you or your mom, because you can't be both. You can't be a bully and a victim. And everybody gets mad at Candace for doing that. So Mia can't turn around and do the same thing.
Right.
Um, so like don't play both sides. So that was my thoughts on that. And the mom, oh my god, like I thought she was messy that day at the thing. And so for her to do that, knowing especially how much it hurt her daughter, even if you have no respect for
For Chris.
Chris, do that for her then. But I don't know, I think cool. I mean, Chris like a cool white dude. Like I don't know, I like Chris. But it's just like the way he talk and stuff, I guess. It's just like he just seems a cool
But
dude.
the only thing, he kind of like seems like he's trying to talk like a black guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He one of them. He's one of them. Like I don't, it don't that don't bother me. He one of them. He probably rarely dated anybody but black or brown girls. I don't know, ain't no telling. But I mean, I like that about him. Like, cause he seemed like he got a cool personality. I would get along with him. I feel like I don't know if I would date him, but I mean, I would get. I feel like I would get along with him. But I ain't got to deal with him as far as being with, what I'm saying, a daughter. So her mom might not feel that same way. However, I do feel like she was messy with everything she did. Plus, it's just a disrespect to her daughter's marriage like that. That ain't a boyfriend. That's not, what I'm saying. If he's not doing anything to hurt your child, then why are you just disrespecting him continuously on national TV? Either if you don't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. You know what I mean?
Right.
But don't intentionally go. You could have ruined her day. If somebody had well, I guess Wendy did tell her, which could have possibly ruined her day, but it would have been her fault at the end because she started being messy at the thing, and then or she entertained it because she could have said, "I'll tell you later. Let's finish this up, and then I'll tell y'all about this later." Anything, but she owes him an apology because if anybody knows the truth about what's going on behind closed doors, it's her, and
Yeah,
you betrayed your daughter.
yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Ashley, I was like, what happened to like them showing the clips of him, because they've showed those clips before of him being like crazy and drunk and I'm like, he doesn't have to disrespect the woman to still be embarrassing. Like you were disrespectful to me to one, whether he liked it or I mean, whether he um didn't complain about it or not, like it's still kind of rude and
I definitely felt like it's rude. And then I felt like this is where my issue is. Okay, so if I'm out with my man, let's say
mhm.
we're at the mall, we're heck, we could be at a wedding, and a woman walks by and you look, I'm not gonna get mad. Now if you start ogling her, you want to touch her, you want to go grab on her, now you're disrespecting me.
Mhm.
And I felt like Michael, I was about to call him Juan, Michael crossed the line because he actually touched a man and they showed him grabbing Andrew's butt, who he was the boyfriend of Katie,
Mhm.
in front of your wife. You did it with your wife within arm's reach of you. That was completely disrespectful on a whole nother level. I felt like, Ashley, you needed to sit on that couch and be quiet because your man has been disrespectful.
Yeah, that and then I mean nobody's like it's obvious that G was being disrespectful. Nobody denied that. But to act so shocked like that, I'm like, okay. Like then he might not be disrespectful to women, but the dude is pretty rude. So at the end of the day, like I don't really see there being much to defend. Like I guess she wouldn't have brought her husband up, but it's just the way she was acting. Like what? Oh, never. Like don't say never, because they got them clips, and maybe he's done things that you didn't see and nobody said nothing to. But just say, hey, I didn't appreciate what I saw him doing and what he said to me or did to me. Call it a day.
Okay. Hey, so, Johnny, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I would say about the same. I think Dorothy is just dead ass wrong and she owes that man an apology. I do think it was interesting kind of hearing Chris's side of things, like as far as him answering and why he helps Candace out the way he does. Um, and I did like how he was like, I don't know why the narrative, how the narrative became this. I don't really recall watching when they were dating. I don't think I watched it before their wedding. Um, but he said they didn't live together because he didn't want her taking care of, he didn't want to contribute to a mortgage that he had nothing to do with. And of course that makes sense. So,
Mhm.
it's not like she was going to sign the house over to him or anything like that. So, I mean, I can understand that and respect that, but somehow it's still thought that he lives off her coattails. And I think that he kind of set that straight a little bit. Um, then, as far as I think I get what Ashley was trying to say. It just didn't come off the right way. That her husband hasn't flirted with any of the girls the way G did, sticking and licking his tongue out at Karen and
Played it with the
all
men.
the extra he was doing. But
Oh yeah,
yeah,
because he
she
was
delivered.
busy, playing with the men.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like I said, she delivered it wrong, but I think that's what she was getting at. That he's never made a woman feel uncomfortable, just the men.
But like,
uh,
I'm just like, just don't try to make him seem innocent though. I'm like,
Innocent, yeah,
that's
like
that
yeah,
dude
I
ain't
think her
innocent.
delivery of that was totally wrong. Um, when G's drunk, G just, I guess, has no filter, and I don't know that any men that I have been around would care to hear another man say he wants to see me pop my pee. I'm not too sure how that would go down, but I guess they all handled it well because no one talked to him or told him to stop saying stuff like that. Um, I don't see how they didn't feel it was disrespectful to say, "Hey, man, you need to chill a little bit." And I was actually kind of surprised Ray didn't say anything to him after he saw how he was licking his tongue at Karen. But we just don't know the relationship outside of the
Yeah, or what happened afterwards. Because
what happened afterwards or outside because she has been around them longer, Mia and her husband G. So
Yeah,
maybe
I
that's
think
why
I heard him
she,
say, "My bad, Ray."
yeah, he apologized to Ashley. I don't recall him apologizing to
When they
Karen.
played the clip, I think he was like, "Oh, my bad, Ray." Like he said, "My bad." Like
Oh,
if
he
you
did
didn't already
acknowledge
see
it.
that, my bad.
Okay.
But I
Yeah.
mean, he was drunk, so I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
Not
that's
to
what he
excuse
said
it.
when he went back and saw, he just was kind of like, "Dang, I'm sorry." And then what what was the other thing?
um, oh,
It might have
Candace's
been
mom.
it.
Well, you spoke on Candace's
Yeah, the
mom.
mom was just wrong. She needs to apologize. But Candace also needs to demand it too. Like Candace still, she was sitting there making it seem like she cussed her mom out. She had this fight with her mom, but her mom is still calling her, and she's still, "Hi, mommy." Like I don't think an argument happened like that, because even if she was
Oh yeah.
talking to Andy, wouldn't she have said, "Yeah, Candace and I talked about this, I'll apologize to him in person."
Yeah,
When at some point you acknowledge that you and your daughter talked about it the way
right,
she did with her tears.
right.
So
But I don't
I don't
think
believe she's had the conversation with her mother.
no, I don't believe so
And
either.
Robin in the depression.
Oh, okay.
It was good for her to acknowledge that she was in fact depressed and for her to kind of explain Juan's side of things as far as why he was being so hard on her because he's not used to seeing her like that. And she never really classified herself as being depressed. But now she knows that when she gets into that funk to seek help. And I think that's a good step forward. And maybe when he
Right.
sees her slipping into that funk, he might can do a little extra or, hey, let's go take a walk or let's do something to try and keep her from slipping further. So, we'll see. Oh, and that was the other thing. Wendy was sitting there trying to judge the fact that Juan wasn't there. okay, your husband works for a law firm, he can take off. A coach of a college basketball team can't just take off work. You know what I'm saying? So even that, she was saying like, whatever. And even all of them were like, yeah, he's got a busy schedule all year, all year. Yes, all
You know,
year. He's a coach. He's not a
I hated
player.
she was like all year because Wendy could have really got down into her point if she was like, but what about before he got this coaching job? Before he wasn't coaching, why wasn't he there then? But I did hate that Wendy didn't go there with that.
But he
Because I kind
was.
of
He used to
understood
go
that.
on the trips. He used to go on the trips.
I don't remember him being on any of the trips.
Yeah, he used to go on the trips and out to the dinners, and he was on the reunions a couple times.
He did. I will say he came to the reunion maybe 2 times, maybe. Um, but for the most part, he doesn't come to the trips. He doesn't come to the reunions. Yeah.
Is that when he was a basketball player?
No, he was.
When they
There was a
first started the
period he
show.
was a basketball player, and then he got out of the
Yeah,
NBA,
when he
and then
first
they were doing
started, he
all
was
of
a
the,
player.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he was doing all the different side hustles. Because I think if I remember right, the first season was when she had lost all of the money Juan had put up from like being in the NBA and stuff. That's when she had lost that money with the bad investment. So if I remember right, the first season he wasn't in the NBA. It was either it had to have been the first season, I'm thinking, or the second season. But
Yeah, the second season's when they were debating if he was moving away, and he didn't take that job.
okay,
But
so
I
it
don't
must have
know
been the
how
first
long
season.
he's been
That's
I
when
don't know how long he's been a coach.
yeah, he became a coach. I want
Maybe.
to say last season, I think it was something like that when he became the coach. But he hasn't been like a coach the whole time they were on there. But
So are we trying to say that just because he's not around on these shows, that's why they can sit there and say that she has a fake relationship?
no, that's not what I'm saying at all. No, we're just saying that he's not as always being supportive of her and being there for her. But hey, maybe she's cool with it. Maybe that's something that she like and she's fine with. That's whatever. But you got to realize people are going to make an observation if they never see your man around.
Mm.
It could be an observation that's made. So I don't know.
I mean,
I
she
don't know.
always talk about him, so I assume he's around, but don't like being on TV is what I assume.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
probably what it is. He doesn't want to be on TV, or maybe he doesn't like being around the ladies. I don't know what it is. I'm not
probably
sure.
both. Probably
Yeah,
both. Because he probably don't want to get caught up in no drama that could cost him his job if he really love it. And most people who play like professional sports and stuff, when they get jobs like that, they tend to really love it because they can, help another kid
they're
get to where
doing
they
with their
want.
love. Yeah,
They don't want no drama with that.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Absolutely. And
like
then I know like the first 2 seasons actually was throwing him out there, bringing up every woman that he's been linked to and all this other stuff. So that could be another reason why he doesn't want to be in the
Yeah.
show.
right, cuz she was investigating trying to get to know them cuz they wouldn't talk to her.
Right.
So she
She
was
even went and
googling
Googled.
everybody.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
Googling all of them trying to figure out. And she Googled Robin and she went in depth with it, was finding out like their money situations and stuff like that that they weren't telling on the show. And they had every right to privacy with that. They don't have to give out their financial information. That's none of anybody's business anyway. So
Yeah, but even when she finally did talk about it, it was more about the betrayal, and that person killed himself after he stole all their money. And that was the part that was just like really hard for them, was the fact of how long that person had been in their lives. And that's why they didn't talk about it. They didn't want to go into all of that. But
They
Ashley,
probably
of
weren't
course,
getting
brought it
along the
up.
best either at that time.
Yeah, it was that they lost a friend.
Hmm.
oh, what did you say, Racy?
Oh, I said they probably weren't getting along very well at that time either. Because if you think about it, like y'all didn't put all this money in, this person and robbed y'all, basically stole your money, and now y'all both got to come and try to do these side hustles. then one is probably mad, like, okay, I didn't made my part of it. Where your part? I done did this month. You ain't did nothing. You know what I mean? It's probably that probably was causing a lot of issues in their marriage too. And then I don't know when
Yeah.
he cheated, but
Well,
who knows why he isn't. But I think it probably has a lot to do with them. I
why
mean,
he doesn't come around. Yeah.
that's probably
Well,
why a
I
lot of
think
the
though
men
with the money though, I
aren't
think they
really.
both were mutually involved with this person who stole their money. So
Well,
I
what
don't know.
it's supposedly it
Uh-huh.
was Robin's friend, and then there's been some rumors. I'm I'm not really willing to believe the rumor, but they claim Robin was sleeping with the man too. I don't know about all of that, but supposedly that was Robin's like real close friend that they gave the money to, and she really trusted him.
Uh-huh. Okay. I mean, make up your mind, people. Either she's sleeping with Giselle or she's sleeping with the other man. Like,
It could be
seriously.
both. Maybe it's both.
Oh, now she's sexually greedy.
Yeah, maybe it's both. Yeah, could be. Could be both. We just don't know. All right, so then we see our next scene is Chris. He kind of has a little moment where he kind of goes in and goes off. He went off, huh? Okay, so Chris, he goes in. He says that he has never quit a job in his life. I'm saying that wrong. Correct me. He said, Andy asked him about why did Candace's mom make a face when he said to her, I mean, when she said, no, when he said to her, you've never paid a bill with my name on it, right? And so, Chris, he speaks his mind about, what was going on, and he brought up Karen and Ray. And he said he doesn't understand why everybody is looking at Ray like, oh, Ray is supporting Karen. But with him, it's like, oh, Chris is gold digging on her. Supporting Karen. But with him, it's like, oh, Chris is. So I don't know. Did y'all have any thoughts about that when he brought that up as a point?
um
I think it was a
so
valid point.
I understand what he was trying to say, but based off of Giselle's response,
Yeah,
it unvalidated what he was trying to say
right. She totally
because she had a
spun
point
it.
too. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, the roles have reversed, but it also could be that everybody's fed the false narrative about Chris. So maybe if there is a time where Candace has supported him, then maybe we just don't know about it, or they're still newer in their marriage to the point where it just went this way instead of the normal way. Like he's gonna support her, then once she gets to where she can, maybe then he'll continue on pursuing bigger things with his stuff, or maybe he felt like he's done what he wanted to do, and at this point, like she's young, her dreams are bigger, and maybe he's willing to sacrifice. I mean, I've seen it a lot because I used to be military, and it's plenty of men who have to give up careers for the woman if she's a military person. So I feel like maybe he sacrificed. So he does what he can as far as what he loves, which is the cooking, but he lets her, you know,
Okay. So
he's
my
more
thought
different.
process on it was he picked the wrong couple to try to compare them to. The issue is that yeah, Karen got to stay at home for what 20 years or whatever. But what he's failing to realize is that right now, yeah, Karen's star is shining, but Ray is still going to work every day. So even though he is supporting Karen and he's doing a great job from what we can see of him being a supportive spouse, Ray is still working. Ray is not at that house chilling. So I think that was a little bit of a bad example for him to try to compare what him and Candace have going on with what
But is
him.
he just chilling? Because he says he's working too. He might not be the breadwinner, but he's working.
I mean, I guess his Instagram cooking shows is him working. I guess
But see, by
I don't.
saying it that way, that just plays into the scenario, you know what I'm saying, of saying that that's nothing, which, um, better than most of us who go to work and hate our jobs, we might make a little more money, but good grief, if I could do something I love, I don't know, and had somebody else who made more money in my household, and I was able to just do what I loved, I would be happy. But I'm not because I don't got that.
I don't know. I just still don't see a real comparison between the two.
I
Um,
mean, not
almost
comparing
compare them
them
is
because we.
almost no. I'm just saying for me. I'm not saying you're comparing them. I'm just saying for me, it was a bad comparison of couples because, you know, even if being on Instagram is what he wants to do and la la la, that still does not gray who has a career of his own and took care of his family for all these years. And now his wife has picked up a career and he's being very supportive of her doing it. Um, that's just my thing. And then the way that Candace put it out there was like, oh yeah, he's my manager. Um, I don't know, even the way she brought it, it just made it look like that's all he's kind of doing.
Yeah.
Um, And that was just my thing about it. Like, I feel like if I was right, I would have been a little bit insulted. Like, wait a minute, don't compare what me and Karen got going on over here with what y'all got going on when it's a clear difference here. You know?
I
I
think
mean, I think
Candace,
Robin cleared it up. So I mean, not
yeah,
Robin, but Giselle.
Huh?
Giselle cleared it up, so I don't think he really needed to speak on it.
yeah,
Because
he
after
kind of
that, to me, that
quiet
shit
after
was
she
done.
said what
Yeah.
she said. But
I
I
mean,
think if
yeah,
Candace wants him to stop being looked at like he's not contributing, she needs to say something. Even then, she still didn't say, my man supports me the way I need him to, and he takes care of the house. Like, just because y'all don't see what he does doesn't mean he's not doing it. She still didn't really put out there that he is helping her financially. So I'm sure he's got child support. I mean, I can't imagine what their bills are. You know, of course, living up north, the cost of living is way higher than it is down here. So I can't even imagine what their bills are for that house. But I mean, he's gotta be doing something because she ain't doing that much. I mean, I was watching her TikTok with her video and how everybody was calling it low budget and
Well, yeah, they doing
it
it now
barely
because
had
they
like
want
a
to make it
hundred
mad.
views. So I mean, her music ain't definitely ain't bringing in the bread. So and then of course we hear how Nicki Minaj puts her straight on freaking blast, telling her it sounded like auto tune and wanted to hear her perform live. It's like, who does that? But anyways, that's for later. But yeah, she obviously her music just isn't bringing in the money like that. Now, I don't know what else Candace does to bring in the money like that. I know she acts, but even still, she ain't bringing in the money like that. So he's got to be doing something.
somebody's doing something.
Yeah.
Is their trust fund doing it, or she, you know, has finagled something with her mom, a deal where her mom is shooting her money, something. Somebody's doing something, but unfortunately, it looks like your husband ain't doing it. So speak up.
Yeah, she needs to defend him. She still isn't defending him, even with that. So, like he said, he was doing it on his own before she came into the picture. I don't know. I really don't know their story like that to be able to say yay or nay, whatever he's doing.
Yeah, but it was so funny to me that he kind of used like that um, kind of scenario. He was like, "Well, when I lived on my own, I did everything on my own." But I was like, "But you know what? I guarantee you, every woman can name off one or two men that they knew who were doing their own thing on their own, and then when they got with a woman who had something for herself, all of a sudden he became a bum." We all know somebody that did it. We all know somebody in that, know a guy like that that did that or behaved
Yeah.
that way. So I'm like, for you to say that, that doesn't mean anything. Because heck, I've always had my own, but if I meet a rich man, maybe I won't have to. So to try to use that as oh well, I had my own when I was there, but what are you doing now? Let's not talk about the past. What are you?
Now is she like just is she inheritance money? Is
They
she
say
old money?
that's what they're trying to say. She's generational wealth, um,
Okay.
and that's how she got her money. But I don't know. I don't know. Okay. And so they show clips of Karen and her renewal clips and clips of her from Surrey County. She says, Andy asks, how are things going, like as her being ambassador. She said some good things have happened for Surrey County and that they're even thinking about bringing in a bed and breakfast. So I was like, I need to research Surrey County. I need to find out about this place here. That's what I want to know. And so they talk about the men wearing their wedding rings, right? And so Ashley says that Michael cannot physically wear his ring because of some disease or ailment or
Mhm.
Joint.
something that he has in his hand. I had never heard of the ailment before, but I'm not going to say that it isn't possible that he has that. And then we see Nikki getting into place to surprise the ladies because Nikki is
Mhm.
going to take over Andy's seat. And then they show us some clips of Nikki from next week, which is going to be interesting because, as Johnny mentioned, Nikki is going to ask Candace to sing a cappella, but Candace doesn't want to. You're going to see the other ladies trying to talk her into it. And then she's also going to come for Ashley some, Ashley and Michael. So, and then also Ashley showing up to, stir up trouble and then running home. So I'm thinking next week is going to be pretty good. I still think they've drawn this reunion out longer than what they needed to, but I'm interested to see um, next week's episode. So what did y'all think over all of this episode, and what do y'all think about Nikki taking over the host seat, and about Candace not wanting to sing a cappella?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to sing like that. So I know some people actually do warm ups and all kinds of stuff. They don't just sing on key like that. Um, and maybe she's just not one of those people. I don't know how to feel about Nikki hosting. Not much of a, I used to be a fan of hers, not so much anymore. Um, it's just kind of hard watching her be so judgmental about their lives when her life is a mess.
Look, that
Um,
that part. Yeah.
yeah, I wonder how she'd feel if they came at her the way she's coming at them.
Yeah, and I'm
Uh,
sure right now she's catching it. When she taped this, she was catching it. Yeah.
yeah, so I guess she's able to control it because she's the one asking the questions, but it is what it is. Yeah, because she does. She straight comes out for Ashley because not only does she talk about the drama, but she also talks about how she said something else about Ashley and Michael. And I was just
Oh, she
like,
was
wow,
like,
really?
yeah, she asked Mia, Karen, and Ashley, since y'all married older men, if you had $100 million of your own in the bank, would you have married your
Would you
man?
still marry them? And Ashley said, yeah, she was attracted to him. She said, attracted to what? Like, really? You're
Yeah,
attracted to
that
a
was messed
convicted
up.
rapist. So what? You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone's attracted to different things.
Yeah, I felt like that was just mean. Like, what do you mean attracted to what? Maybe she likes his smile. Maybe she likes his walk. Like, why are you like what? Like, there's nothing that she could have found attractive about him. Now,
Yeah,
I don't
like
think he's attractive man, but clearly something she's
some
able.
she does. And she does think he's attractive because they have lots of sex.
Hmm.
She's not just doing that to get the money. He ain't no what's Anna Nicole Smith's husband's name?
I don't remember what that man's name was,
Yeah,
but
he ain't him. Who knows how Michael got that? And they've been together though for a while though now, right? They've been together
mm,
almost 10 years or so.
well,
Because
I
when they got on
remember
the show, they had already been married a few years.
they had been married for a couple of years, and then I remember during the show, like supposedly they could redo their prenup at 5 years. And then I remember, I think it was the last reunion, Andy had asked her if she redid the prenup, and she said no, not yet. Or
Yeah, not yeah. So they've been together for a while. So we don't know what he looked like when she first met him.
hmm.
Again, to each his own. We're all attracted to what we like.
Right, right. I don't understand how she's attracted to her husband, but she is.
She is. I mean, just physically, I mean, he's not a bad looking dude, but knowing what he did, I don't think I could be attracted to that. But to each his own. And you had a kid by him.
Right.
But again, to each his own. I just don't like the judginess. And that's how she's coming off as this person who can be on this pedestal and judge people.
Yeah, I
So we'll
agree.
see how that works.
I agree with all that. And then my other thing was that she has songs where she's singing and she uses auto tune. So I'm like, I don't really like when other auto tune artists talk about auto tune. And I got it that her
Yeah,
primary isn't singing, but
yeah.
you use it.
Now, if she loops it all back to, you remember when Ashley had her song, what was it called? Coffee and something. I can't remember what the name of that song was. But when Ashley had her song, Candace dragged Ashley for using auto tune.
Oh, I didn't.
Now she wants to try to relate the two. I get it. But if not, why are you going for her with this whole auto tune thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't. I wonder how long she's gonna keep. Because I'm just kind of over the whole Wendy's husband thing, and for him to keep being referenced as Idris, if I were Idris, I'd be totally embarrassed. Be like, that's what y'all see me as? No, boo, that is not what we see you as. You are one fine specimen of a man.
I will say I don't think he's an ugly man, but do I think he looks like Idris? No.
Nothing. No.
No,
Far
he's
from.
nowhere near. Like, I don't even know how they're in the same category. Like, put him in the category with, dang, I can't even think of anybody. The first person that comes to my mind is Chris Rock. Oh, you know what? That other comedian guy, the one that wears the glasses, who did the basketball movie show. What's his name?
Uh-uh.
He did the basketball movie where it's his uncle. He was a joke. He's a joking man. I just saw him in this other show called Southside on HBO Max.
I don't know.
Dang it, I can't think of his name. He's a stand-up comedian. Now he favors him. That's who you should say he looks like. Now I gotta look him up because I can't look him up, but now I gotta know who that is.
All
What
right.
was
Well,
the name of that basketball show? Uncle, he was traveling and all the basketball players dressed like old men.
Oh, the movie. It was a movie.
Yeah. Old Uncle Grandpa, Uncle.
I don't. I never saw it, but I know what you're talking about. Because it had
That's
like
who he
Cedric the
reminds me of.
Entertainer and all them in it.
Yeah, it had all the basketball players in it. And then they were actually dressed like old men. They had to dress like old men to play in this basketball
Mhm.
tournament.
I've
That's who
never
he looks
seen
like.
this. Yeah, I don't know.
He's in that category. He's not an Idris. Nowhere near an Idris.
Yeah.
He will never be an Idris, even with plastic surgery. Girl, don't ever compare anyone to Idris. That man is just beautiful. God, he's beautiful.
I still remember the first time I heard his British accent. I was like, "What? What?"
Yeah, that threw me off.
I
Totally
was
thrown.
not expecting it at all.
You know
Yeah, I
what?
was like, I said, why he faking that accent? Who did that? Why are they making him do
Yeah,
that?
he wasn't
And
faking it.
somebody's like, no, that's his. I'm like, no, no, no.
Man, I fell in love with him. I'm sorry, and Taken, girl, when he walked across that screen in them underwear,
But
I
I
was like,
think that's
oh
when
my,
he had the accent, right? For the first
yeah, I
time.
think so. Yeah, I was
'Cause
like,
I'm
oh
all
my
like, and they got
gosh.
all the cutie pies in this one. I'm like, and he's like, go to go
Mm,
and get. I'm like, he what? Why
yes.
I'm like, why would he fake that accent now? Like that's messed
Do
up.
y'all know how many times I rewound that scene with the underwear and the walking across the screen? I think I put it on pause like about good 30, 40 times.
I don't even remember necessarily that scene. I think I was so messed up over that accent. And I was like, why would he be faking that accent of all accents? Why is he doing that one?
Yeah.
Like,
I went, and you know what? What's so crazy though? Like, and I knew he was in, I think it was Takers, but I knew he was in other movies prior to that. But I guess I never realized how much he had been in because I went back and started watching other things. Again, I was like, dang, I didn't realize that's the same. Like, I didn't realize he was Daddy's Little Girls.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, that's the same guy. And of
and he
course,
do a great American accent.
yeah,
Yeah.
he does.
that was the first movie I remembered him in, and I'm like,
Mm.
wait a minute, where's Ron's accent coming from? You
Yeah,
know?
I really thought that was fake. I was like, it's not even making sense for him to have a British accent and nobody else has it. So
Yeah. But
why are
he
we
just
doing
has,
this?
but even as he ages, he's just getting better looking and
Yes,
better
he's getting
looking.
finer and finer.
Oh
Yes,
my gosh, he's like a
Yeah,
fine wine.
yeah,
Mm,
it is.
good God.
yeah,
Don't
he's
let him
our
smile.
generation Denzel Washington. He's getting
Yes,
finer.
Lord.
Age.
Just beautiful.
Yeah,
That's,
Morgus.
That's why I watch Hobbs and Shaw all the time, just to watch him be a bad guy, because he was wonderful when he said I'm Black Superman, I was like, yes, you are. Ooh,
look
I
at her
love
over
you.
there
I love
drooling.
you.
But now I
Yes,
get why you
girl.
were so upset with Wendy's reference to her husband Eddie looking like Idris.
Yes, don't. He looks like, damn, I can't think of that man's name.
Apparently, the guy from the basketball movie.
The guy from the basketball movie. That's the category he needs to be in.
I want to know who this guy is from the basketball movie.
Mm-hmm.
Did he play in what's the movie where they were training the black guys? They took over the black people's bodies. Was it
Whoa.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you talking about Eddie Griffin?
Out? No, wait. Out in what is it? Out?
out, in and out, out? You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, you
Yeah,
talking
what
about a
was
different movie. I
that?
thought you were
What was
talking
that
about
movie?
Undercover Brother for a second. I'm like, wait, you trying to say
No,
her husband
girl.
look like Eddie Griffin?
No, she's talking about
No.
what's that movie? What is it? It is something
Oh
like
my
out or
gosh, it's
something, right?
called,
Like
yeah,
where
but
his eyes is like big on the cover.
yes, not
I know you're
him.
talking about him, are you?
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about
Oh,
his
okay. I'm like, that's
friend.
messed up.
The friend. The friend, the one who he called and he came and got him in the end. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I
Oh,
can't
Kyle
remember.
Irving. That's what Jamel is telling us is the guy's name. Kyle Irving. Kyrie.
No, not
Like,
Kyrie Irving, not the basketball player. Dang it. You know what? Hold on. I'm finna yell. Hold on. I'm gonna call my son in here real quick, see have him look it up for me. Hey, what was the name of that movie with the uncles that had to dress up in the basketball as old grandpas? Uncle Drew. Uncle Drew. Oh, Kyrie Irving? Yeah, I had Kyrie Irving in the movie, but not him. But
That's
he
he's
was
that
the
same
uncle.
movie.
What was the what's the comedian's name in that? Look it up real quick and come tell me. All right, my son's gonna look it up and tell me who he is. So y'all can look him up and be like,
Get
you know
Out
what?
is the
He
other
does look like
name.
him.
Get Out.
Yeah,
It just
Kyrie
came to
Irving
me.
was
Get
in the
Out.
movie, but not he wasn't the guy I'm talking about. And I mean, once I tell y'all,
Oh, whoa. Talking about real, little real, or
Lil Rel, there you go.
oh, I
There
know
you
who
go.
you're
That's Eddie.
yeah, I
talking
can see that.
That's Eddie.
I can see
Lil
that.
Rel. We
about.
got it. Thank you. Go on and post that picture up there, Reese.
Oh, wait, my bad. I didn't hit the wrong button.
Look at that. Don't that look like Eddie? That look just like
Yeah,
Eddie.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it too.
That's who you put your man in. That's the group he's in.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Look, I had to scroll through the cast to get out because I'm like, well, there's only a couple black men on there. So I'm like, who? Up, got it.
Yeah, he always plays the side character, but he's actually really funny.
Yeah.
He
He's
is.
been in a lot of stuff. And I thought it was Lil, but I kept thinking of Lil Duval, and I know it's not him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not him.
Look, he
All
gonna come
right,
in there. He gonna be like, Lil Rel. We already got it.
I know, Lil Rel. That's your celebrity. That's your celebrity crush right there.
Yeah.
Christy, what were your thoughts on the show?
Mhm.
And Nikki coming in.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, um, first of all, the fact that she came. I mean, I got it. It's for And maybe that's the reason that it's 4 episodes because they brought her in after he did his normal 3. Maybe that's what it is. He still had to get his 3 in, and then was like, "All right, you can have one. We're gonna add another episode." So that's probably why it's 4 of them this season. I'm assuming, if that's not the norm. But I think sorry, I got thrown off. So the fact that she came on and it went off annoyed me. Um, Again, now if you're saying it the way I didn't know that Candace made fun of Ashley for using auto tune, and that goes back to my point again. If you're gonna use it, don't make fun of people that use it. Because it reminds me of when 50 Cent talked about Ja Rule, but then every song that 50 Cent came out with after that was auto tune and him singing and rapping auto tune, and I'm like, you just talk so bad about this man for doing it, and now
Mhm.
your whole album is that. So I'm like, I hate that. So if it's because of Ashley, then yeah, let's hear the answer. And then if it's or let's hear you sing, or is it you need auto tune also? And then if it's just to be mean, then don't do that because you use auto tune. You know, um, her coming for Ashley again, and you're like y'all said, your man is got a lot of issues too. So Ashley could easily turn back around and say something, but because of Nicki Minaj's fan base, Ashley probably be better off if she don't say
Right, because
nothing.
she probably shouldn't, because the Barb's will attack.
Yeah, it's
They
like the
will attack.
beehive. Like you don't mess with the beehive, you don't mess with the barbs.
We
It's
all
not worth
understand
it.
this is Beyonce's internet, and you don't mess. If you say something about
Mhm.
Nicki, the Barb's are gonna come for you.
Yeah. And so I can understand if she doesn't say anything and just let
Yeah,
it be. I mean, but then she also was the one that said everything that happens on the show is up for grabs. So she can't get mad at Nikki for it. She just said in the same episode that Nikki comes out on that, hey, Wendy, we all go through it. You can't get mad. So can't get mad. Her own words. So had she not said that, I'd probably feel more about some kind of way. But because she said that, it's free range for Nikki on her because she said nobody can be mad because your relationship is on TV. So and everybody goes through it. Um, I'm sure she's gonna go in hard on a bunch of them or others, but because we know she's gonna bring up the Eddie thing too, which I also am starting to get tired of talking about. Like it's been so many episodes now. It's like, come on, y'all.
yeah,
So many of
it's
these fights
exhausting.
are like episode after episode after episode, and it's like,
Right.
eh, same stuff, different minute of the
Different
episode.
day.
No,
Yeah,
not even different day, different minute of the episode. Like,
yeah,
give it about 5 minutes and it's back.
yeah. Because we've talked about him quite a bit on this reunion, and it's like I'm just tired of it.
And then going back to something I forgot about before we close it up, like Mia once again was going hard, like this time on Wendy on everything that was, like she's like the antagonizer or the devil's advocate, or you know what I mean? Because everything that gets said, she rebuttals it and be like, "Well, yeah, why would you say that?" Blah blah blah. I'm like, what is Mia over there doing? Wendy, like, she really was making Wendy mad because I think she said something, and Wendy was like, "Just shut up, because it ain't got nothing to do with you or whatever." Like Wendy's getting mad at her. I'm like, man, I don't know.
That's,
Mia doing the most too this episode. Wendy was doing too much yelling, but Mia was doing too much antagonizing.
Right.
yeah, because you're right. Because Mia had asked her, "Well, if it's not true, why are you so mad?"
Yeah, and she
And
was
she
doing
told her
that
to
a
shut
lot.
up. She told her shut up again. And then
Yeah,
there was something else she said. Oh, when they were addressing the fact that he couldn't look at her.
yeah,
I mean, don't you think it's odd when a man can't look at you?
Not necessarily, but I'm going to say it like this because this is just how I am. Okay. When, let's say, I go over to Johnny's house and her man is there, I'm not really going to pay too much attention. I'm not going to really be looking at him because I'm not there for him. He's not there for me. My attention is going to be on Johnny. Not that I'm going to be looking all into Johnny's eyes, but that's where my attention is diverted to. Like if, let's say, she introduced me to a man that had these gorgeous eyes, I probably wouldn't notice it until a couple of times after I've met him because I'm just not going to pay attention to him. like that.
I notice eyes on everybody. I would
I
see it.
I really don't.
It wouldn't be
And
Yeah,
that
then I
I
feel
would.
like
professional,
look somebody in
but
the
that's
eye,
one of my things. I see
it's
eyes.
almost like
Yeah, I see eyes
this
too.
connection thing almost that you end up having with the person. So I don't, by nature, a lot of times I don't make eye contact, which I know that's not the best thing, but I don't.
Well, Anna,
But
isn't
it's
it?
not
It's
that I
Anna
don't.
Faris, right?
Yeah.
Anna Faris. She's the bunny, Playboy bunny.
Mm-hmm.
Uh huh.
She
Yeah.
played in Playboy House or whatever.
Yeah.
Hmm.
She said it best. The eyes are the nipples of the face. And they really are because when you make eye contact with people, some people do get uncomfortable.
Yeah, it gets
But
awkward if you
I
keep doing
would
it for too
I
long.
would feel really weird if a guy couldn't look at me. And I would think, "Oh, he thinks I'm cute."
Yeah.
So do y'all think men might think that because I don't make contact with them that I might think that they're cute?
Well, so I would think if you make eye contact with everybody except them. So if he made eye contact with all the women, but whenever it came to her, he couldn't look at her, or he looked all around. But so I would either think one thing, it's something about me that he maybe wants to say, make a comment about, and it could be negative. Like maybe he think I'm ugly or something. You know what I'm saying? But I know she wouldn't think that.
Yeah,
So it has to be, her
I'm
first
cute.
thought probably is, and there could be even as somebody on the outside looking in, I'd be like, he look at everybody in their face when it come to her. You gonna look
He
at her
can't look
anyway.
at her. Yeah.
Okay,
Like I would
I can
just wonder
see that.
But if you do
why
it with
can't she
every
look at her?
man, then
Yeah,
I wouldn't think nothing. I'll be like, y'all stupid. Y'all think she don't look at none of y'all.
right, right. But I think it was just in the sense of her saying like the fact that he said he was attracted to no one and everyone else said they were attracted to other people.
Hmm.
That's where I think she was just like, whatever, you know?
And then didn't she say her husband would be attracted? Didn't she pick me or somebody else? No, she wouldn't show her card. Right?
Yo, no, she
Yeah.
said no
Oh,
one.
Eddie, no, it
Yeah,
had an A, but it
it had
almost looked like
NA.
it could have said Mia.
Mia,
Yeah.
yeah, she put NA. Yeah. And she probably told him that you look that way.
Yeah.
It would have been interesting because even when he was laughing about it, he still seemed a little uncomfortable, but he was looking at the back of her head.
I mean, he
Like,
could be attracted to her. We don't
he
know
could,
because
and there's nothing
she
wrong
fit the
with that. It
criteria of
doesn't mean
what
that he's gonna
they
do
said
anything with
he
her.
liked.
But what's wrong with being attracted to people or thinking people are
Yeah,
attractive?
that's what I was going to say. There's nothing wrong with being attracted. It is acting upon those attractions, just like Michael. If you're attracted to men, that's fine, but you shouldn't be grabbing other men's butts in your wife's presence.
Yeah,
Well,
she
I
didn't do
think,
it all. She
and
doing it all.
yeah, but I think too,
Right. She
just
didn't do
saying
it
you're
all.
gonna suck another man's penis is just enough.
Right.
I mean, that would be like, if we're all hanging out, be like, "Ooh, I'm gonna eat your hoo ha."
So that goes on the level of Mia's comment. That's why hers was just when it comes to the husbands, that was crossing my line.
Yeah, like it's just like, what? Huh?
And I
Who
get why
said
she
that?
said it. She probably said it because they threw salad, and the whole toss salad thing
The
was.
tossed salad reference,
But
yeah,
for you to say that about
because
her husband was just
But yeah,
totally
that was
disrespectful.
something.
that
Yeah,
was
that's why.
disrespectful.
Yeah,
But
like so I get where she came, why she's where she made that joke, where she got the joke. She trying to use cleverness, but especially being the Candace tossed salad at her. But to say that, especially off of her saying a comment about her, you know, she didn't talk
right,
about the
because
mama this
So
time, and
okay,
she ain't talk
so
about
for
nothing.
me,
She talked about you.
yeah, like for
yeah,
me, Mia felt like the your mama was below the belt. I felt like that tossing the salad was below.
Yeah, there was.
right, because the way she was making it seem like is that he did actually do it.
Yeah,
Not, not it wasn't like you said, like a pun in a sense. It was that he really did it because he knew her from a while ago. And
yeah,
that's where she said she was wrong. She said she was wrong, but
yeah.
you've put it out there. You know what I'm
Oh yeah,
saying?
because
Yeah.
obviously
It's
it got
so
screenshot.
that's just like it was just too much. It's just too much.
Yeah,
I'm ready for them to be done now.
yeah. But it
Yeah.
seemed like Wendy and Mia,
Well, we knew they had their issues from the freaking first
Giselle
day.
and Wendy, Candace and Mia, like those are some that are not gonna die down anytime soon. And then of course Candace and well, I don't even know because Candace and Ashley actually weren't. doing too bad this episode. In the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, they had their moment, then they calmed down and left each other alone.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, when they saw the forehead thing. But then somebody said, I forgot which blogger said it, but they're like, they showed that Candace, I guess, her forehead is big. Because I was looking, I'm like, Candace's forehead actually isn't big. They said she's scooting her wigs down. And I'm like, well, I can understand that because I do that too. I mean, shoot. Don't nobody want no big
I
forehead all
did.
the time.
I saw that. I can't remember which blogger that it did that, but they had the side by side picture and they had like the
Mhm.
lines or whatever, and I'm like,
Yeah. I was like, woo, but she pulls it down a lot though. Because I was like, her forehead is little. Actually, like, we
yeah,
got the same size. And she was like, no, we don't. And I was looking, I'm like, no, y'all don't. And then I was like, oh, well, maybe they do. So she pulls her wigs down. I'm like, smart.
yeah.
But don't talk about her forehead when you get, that's like, I can't go talk about nobody's forehead.
Uh,
I'm going to
but
go for something else.
oh yeah, like somebody's eyes.
Yeah.
Are their head size?
Hmm?
Are their head size?
Yeah.
What are y'all talking? I'm sorry, my son came in here.
She's
Y'all
trying to
talking about
say
the
that I
feet?
say she got big eyes. Her eyes are bigger than mine.
I'm sorry. We have established it years ago. We both have big eyes, but of course we both have them. We're sisters, but we established. I think we measured. Your eyes are bigger than mine.
Ain't nobody measure no eyes. We just look at whose eyeballs
I was
are
gonna
open
say
wider, who stick
no.
out more.
We have one of
Yeah.
those soft tape measures. If I'm remembering right, we measured them.
Mm-mm.
It has been determined that my eyes are the smaller eyes.
What? Really?
Look at her eyes.
See, she
She's
said
trying to
really
hold
because
them
she
in.
knows.
She's trying to hold them in. That's what she's trying to do.
No, they are naturally got the like squintiness to them, but the eyeballs are big. Yes, but
Oh,
she has
please. Do
bigger
you need me to
eyeballs.
pull out some
Clearly,
pictures
clearly,
with you wide
clearly,
eyes?
she has the
Talking
bigger
about your
eyeballs.
eyes are squinting.
Oh Lord.
Clearly, everybody can see more of your eye than mine.
Because I have glasses, it's attenuated.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Were y'all talking about Candace's feet?
Oh
yeah.
my God.
Oh,
Now,
okay. That's not what
I
y'all were
did
talking
see
about.
that picture. I did see the picture that the blogs had put up. It was a repost of Mia's picture. Mia did find a picture of the girl and blew up on her feet. Her feet were looking jacked up, and she didn't have them painted. The toenail polish was chipping all off. It was a bad look. And it's like, girl, if you're gonna wear open toe shoes, you can at least paint your toenails.
Well, it's not only that. I thought that's why y'all were talking about that. How you gonna talk about somebody else's feet when your feet looking like that?
Yeah, yeah.
I
That's
thought
why I
that's
stay
what y'all
away
were
from
Right.
talking
feet as
about.
well. I don't talk about people. Well, it depends on what it is. I don't talk about people's feet. I don't think my feet are nothing to look at, and I know I rarely wear open toe shoes because I'm too lazy to go get mine done sometimes, or like I'm one of the ones who like you be like you can have your that polish on forever. Yeah, 'cause I don't feel like getting them redone.
I feel
So
you.
I'm
I
a,
just got my feet redone and they looked totally pitiful.
yeah,
Even when I was watching her take off my toenail polish, I was like, you know, you wrong walking around looking like.
yeah,
But
yeah,
it is what it is. Now they all look pretty, but
yeah.
it is what it is. But yeah, I don't know. I'm one of those people. I already talk about myself. I already
Hmm.
talk about a lot of my issues that I don't think anything you say to me would ever affect me. And I feel you're just open game because I already know what my issues are. I'm like Mia like that. I own it. Yeah, okay, I got big feet. And so what? Yeah, my second toe's longer than is the longest thing on my body. So what?
You know, I think if people want to go after my insecurities, they just look at what is it that she never talks about. And they got me. Because the things
Yeah.
that I'm insecure, I'm not gonna talk about.
I don't
And
know. I don't have I have insecurities definitely, but I don't people talking about them. I don't know. I guess because we're older now though too, so it's not like
mm,
it's every day. But I do
No,
remember
it's
being younger,
yeah,
and
it's
people
different
talking
when
about
you're
my weight.
grown. Yeah,
mhm,
like usually once you get grown, people aren't picking out those things on you.
Yeah.
I think sometimes I have seen it like with, friends and other females that I know. If they get what a guy, he'll pick it out on them, especially if he gets mad or he's not really into you and caring about you and trying to get you over your insecurities. He'll point them out
Yeah.
on that.
See, but my feelings on what I want to talk about to a female is not the same as what I want to talk about to a dude. They kind of fair game to me sometimes. Like if I'm mad enough, yeah, I'm more sensitive to like because women usually are more emotional or take things a lot harder. Where sometimes and men, I'm not saying men don't because they have that right, and society has made it to where they're not supposed to, and why shouldn't they be able to? But I just feel like they can take more. So certain things I wouldn't say to a woman that I would say to a man.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
absolutely. I definitely feel you with that.
it ain't right, but and maybe I need to work on that.
I definitely feel you. All right, so this was the latest episode. It was part three of the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. It was the recap. All righty, so I want to thank you guys for stopping by and watching. Catch us next Monday for part four. Hopefully, the final episode because this is dragging out now. Episode, and you can always catch us on Saturdays for our recaps of Life After Lockup. But this Saturday we will not be on. It'll probably be a rerun or something of the show, but you can definitely catch us next Monday for the recap of the reunion. Thank you for watching, and until next time. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave. All right, and have a good one.
Bye.